First of all, I'd like to say it's an honor to be here. I flew all the way from Orlando, Florida. I just moved there about a month ago. And I want to thank you, Madam Chair Yamada, thank Robert McLaughlin, and also the committee members for allowing me to have this opportunity. And mostly important, I thank my father, Dr. William L. Brent. I'm here on his behalf. He's deceased, but his spirit is in this room.
Thank you.
The name of this particular hearing, A Matter of Life and Death, What Are the Choices? And I wanted to introduce my dad, Dr. William L. Brent. My father, he had end-of-life choices. He talked about when he would die, what his choices would be, and he had what is known now a crucial conversation with me for over 35 years as to what his end-of-life choices would be. And of course, being 18 years old at the time, and right now I'm 56, I'm proud of my age, but at the age of 18, you don't want to hear about a parent wanting to die. So I told Dad, I don't want to hear it. But I promised him, if that time comes, and I'm still in denial because I said if instead of when, I would be there with you. And I'm still with my dad to this day. Dad had 3 major crucial conversations with me. He talked about the emotional part of letting go. He talked about the financial part, and we're all talking about financial. It's very, very expensive. A matter of fact, over $375 billion are spent each year in the U.S. by caregivers that are not being paid, and I was one of them. I worked a professional job in the pharmaceutical industry, and I paid $6,500 a month for private assistant living for my dad. Legally, my father had 3 major documents in place, and we thought we would be covered. This is why I'm on this crusade of getting laws changed, and I pray and hope that California would make this happen. My father had a medical care directive. He had all 5 of his wishes with the Veterans Administration because my dad was an honored veteran. He had a Purple Heart, meaning that he was injured in military. So he served this country with his life, and we thought that the veterans would protect Dad because he took an oath, I took an oath that I would take care of my father when the time came. My father had a power of attorney. We had a durable power of attorney, and I'm thinking Dad's covered. My father also had a last and will testament, but he did not have a living trust, which was a mistake. And that is why I've written the book, Why Wait? Preparing emotionally, financially, and legally. But many of us, the layman, we don't know what our legal rights are. But I'm here to share what I've discovered. My father, Dr. William L. Brent, he was a Purple Heart. This right here is all of my father's legal documentations, and I'm holding this up. This is a very heavy binder. He has all of his medical records in here. We have his financial records in here. We have my financial records, and I gave it to each and every one of my family members. There was 8 of us total at the time that was living. These are adult siblings. None of my siblings wanted to get involved with Dad's health. Now, every single day around the country, I'm called the American Caregiver Empowerment Strategist here in the U.S. because every single day, families are in our probate court with one particular thing, vexatious litigation. I had no idea what vexatious litigation was until I came up here and I had lunch with Robert McLaughlin, and he explained to me what had happened to me. I just thought I was drugged in 3 jurisdictions right in California, San Joaquin County, with a restraining order against me. This is after 12 years of taking care of my dad, after 12 years of using my dad's resources. Then I started using my 401k, keeping Dad in private assistant living, and I was literally with the restraining order in Contra Costa County and also Alameda County with the same charges. And the last time I had gone to court, I said, Your Honor, and if those of you who do not know what vexatious litigation means, it means a baseless legal action brought to add solely to harass or subdue somebody. So that was done to me by a family member. And people think family members should not do this, but we're talking about choices right here. And when a veteran puts all of their end-of-life wishes in writing, it really should be respected by the state. And that's what happened to my dad. Because I had a restraining order against me, I couldn't see my father. From September 17th, 2008, I had the restraining order on me. I would go to court, the family member would drop the charges, and I have another restraining order in another county, and I'm going, there's something wrong with the system is broke. But one judge told me, oh, just take your sister to family law court and sue her. And I thought, no, I'm going to fix this problem. So I have been working tirelessly since 2008 with state and federal officials, sharing my story across country about why, if you put something in the federal in writing, the state should acknowledge it. But the judge told me, I'm sorry, we do not acknowledge, and this is on record, we do not acknowledge anything from the federal government. So we're going to let your sister that filed all these complaints against you, because we can't find that she's done anything wrong, we're going to let her have conservatorship, which that was fine. That was fine by me, because by then, 12 years of caregiving, I was sick, hospitalized because of all the undue stress I was encountering because of being thrown under, I call it under the bus, by a family member. I was very, very, very ill myself. So it forced me to write a book. It forced me to write a book to let people know that if you are caring for your loved one, and your loved one is a veteran especially, make sure you have those same legal documentations in the state agency. I've also learned that the veterans, they're slow, because by the time Congressman McNerney literally verified that I was my father's fiduciary, he named me this person, and I acted in good faith for 12 years. It was 2 years later when the state got that letter. So just imagine how I felt. Imagine my father, his wishes were stripped away from him. Imagine. So that is why vexatious litigation, it is a crime. And I plead with the state, I plead with the government to turn it from a misdemeanor into a felony, because then it's going to stop family members. I'm not the only one. There's hundreds of cases documented with vexatious litigation, because mom and dad, they may have money, so I want to take over the money part. There's no money at all. So my family member ended up putting our father on welfare out and took him out of the private assisted living, because I was paying for it with my own money, my 401k. I don't have children. So the state of California, are you going to take care of me? I doubt it, because I live in Florida now. But the key thing is that this is happening.
Yeah.
This is happening. There's 79 million baby boomers here in the U.S. They're taking care of their traditionalist parents, and they're taking care of their kids, and a lot of the baby boomers are in poor health as well. So, like I said, I'm not new on this wagon. You see, I'm with our state and our federal politicians pleading, help, help, help. Help with this problem. We need to close the gap between federal and state. When a family member does what my family member did to me, they need to look at the accuser. Because Dad and I, we were victimized. My father was a victim, and I was a victim. And I didn't even find out my father died until August of this past year, August 9th. I think he died on that day. I'm not quite sure. But I was told later, oh, by the way, your father died from a third party. Because some family members are not going to go be lawfully with this. This is a problem that is happening, and it's only going to get worse until we close the gap, because not all family members will do the right thing. And these are more. This is our mayor here in Sacramento. I've been meeting with everyone. So I'm not a new person on the block. So there's a letter from Congress thanking me for what I'm doing for America. That's why I'm America's Caregiver Empowerment Strategist. I share people, know your legal rights. So we could sit here all day and we could talk about how we need to put, have these crucial conversations. We need to have this, we need to have that. But one thing I've discovered, there's something known as a sibling contract for end of life that most people don't know about. Only 1% of the attorneys in the U.S. knows about a sibling contract. When you have siblings that don't want to get involved with mom and dad, put that in writing. That's what I share with people. Put it in writing. I wrote the book, Why Wait? The Baby Boomer's Guide to Preparing Emotionally, Financially, and Legally. I am really proud to say Reader's Digest will be doing the second edition in January for Why Wait. I'm proud of that. And we know that that company is 100+ years old.
That's right.
But AARP has endorsed my work, and I will continue. And I don't get paid to do this, so I'm not running for an office. I don't get paid for anything. I'm doing this because I love my father, and what happened to him should never happen to anyone. And I promised my father's spirit that I would come before our state government officials, and I'm going to take the same thing to Florida. I've been in Washington, D.C., a couple of times last year. I've been on every radio, television media in the country because I'm not going to stop. This is a problem. I will not stop until there's laws changed to protect the senior and the caregiver. And I'm a survivor of being a caregiver because it's a very difficult job.
I know.
All of my contact information is here. The one thing that I am most proud of, I give national free information at CareGiverStory.com. Everything from legal advice, not from me, but from the experts, from attorneys, doctors, spiritual advisors, is all there. All of the radio, television, magazines to really help with the end-of-life issues I have there. So thank you for this time. My father thanks you, and God thanks you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for making the trip back, because I think you were confirmed last fall, and you've since moved to the other end of the country.
Yes.
So thank you very, very much for your testimony.